Good morning, cross country team. This video is coming to you the day after Garlow Relays and heading into the week of our conference final. I just want to again reiterate to both groups how impressed I've been with you all season, not only in terms of how you're handling the day-to-day expectations around staying distanced, staying masked, and just in general, keeping yourselves healthy and doing the right things so that we can have sport. You all have been really, really incredible on a day-to-day basis with that. And you've maintained a really positive attitude throughout with it. So on both accounts of maintaining that positivity as well as doing the things we ask you to do, thank you. The added impressiveness has been how much stronger we've gotten throughout this season. And it's one thing for me as a coach to subjectively say, I think we're getting stronger. It's a whole nother to do something like we did yesterday with Garlow Relays, and go out and verify it. And we don't have a lot of ways within cross country where we do the exact same thing on the exact same course. We have a few of those throughout the years, but in general, unlike track, our surface changes, terrain changes, day of the week, time changed more dramatically. We still have the weather issues in track that we do in cross country, but on a track surface, you're running on the same surface. There's no additional hills. It's just not the same level of variability. And so with that, the Garlow Relay results yesterday really give us a nice window into just how much better we've gotten as a team, and we have. I'm going to pop out and look at the results here in a moment, and then I'll pop back in to this view or the bigger view and just talk through kind of the week to come. So in looking at the results for Garlow Relays, this is the page or the tab on our website where those are located. So it's just Garlow Relays tab. What I've done, and this is just kind of the math person in me, is I've kept some top all-time results. So individual results for boys and girls in August, as well as in October, as well as team results. And the individual results are important. I think that's a neat thing to go chase. Right now, Miles and Rose hold those results respectively from 2017. That was Miles' senior year, Rose's junior year. And then our boys and girls hold it from a few years range, 2015 to 2017. And then I also track it by year, by top 5 runner. So for instance, here are our top 5 runner results by year. So you can see every year back to 2014, so 7 total years worth of information now. And what you can look at is how much we've improved. So if you look at boys in the fall here in 2020, you started out, if I took the top 5 guys and I add their average rep time together, we get a 14:28. We do that exact same run and add the top 5 guys, add their rep times together, we get a 13:36. That is almost a 1-minute time drop. There is no other year on the list where we see a 1-minute time drop. There isn't one. We've had some impressive groups, some impressive time drops. And really that cumulative 13:36 puts you in the range of those 2015, 2016 conference champion teams, the 2016 team sending 3 guys, top 3 individuals to state. As a group, you just ran really impressively. And from the guys' perspective, here's why I think that's happening. Not in those numbers are our 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, list goes on guys. That group saw an even more dramatic jump. So you guys who are either kind of back of the varsity group or front end of the JV group, the amount of intensity and effort you have brought throughout this season, including up until yesterday, has been awesome. And what happens when you have a large group of guys or girls who are doing that, who aren't on the varsity team, is that sends a message to the whole team of this is what's possible. This is what we can do. This is how strong you can be. And I mean, my own personal background running story, I was that guy in our college team. I was just the back end of the varsity spot, kind of front end of JV, and we didn't classify it that way. But I sat on that edge. And it was not lost on me at that level of competition and even being relatively new to the sport, what my role was. And my role in making the team better was the more I pushed myself, the more the message I sent was, if Clues can do this, I got to get up and go, type of thing from our lead guys. And not that they viewed me as a soft runner or a weak runner, but I just wasn't numerically as fast as they were, but they saw the improvement and they saw the gains. And my hope is our varsity 5, 6, 7 guys are looking and seeing those jumps from other guys. The other thing I'd put out there, you guys who are all hovering around that 3-minute mark, and there were a lot of you, if you look back 2 years ago and you find Xander, as in our current junior captain Xander, we have had 2 Xanders, but if you find Xander back from his 9th grade year, you're going to see he was hovering right around that 3-minute mark. He was right there. He yesterday put up the 4th fastest time of any guy out there. There are only 3 guys faster than him. Those are the 3 guys that qualified for state in 2016. No other boy has run faster than that mark, at least not to my knowledge. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a peek back at that very first year, because there's one guy I forgot to check. His name is Anthony. And let's see where Anthony was in October. Oh, that's right. Anthony got sick at the end of October. You guys may have dodged, Xander, you may have dodged a little bullet there. He was a pretty fast dude. But point being, so Anthony in the August one was a 2:41, and he got sick right at the end, and was unable to do that last race. Actually, a good story we'll save for another day, but not a good story that somebody gets sick, but actually has a really positive ending to it, and is just really an important leadership and teammate story that I think is good to tell. But point being, Xander went from a 3-minute guy 2 years ago to really a state caliber runner. And we won't know it this year because we don't get to actually have a state tournament, but we do get to have sections. And Xander gets to go on the same course against the guys he would normally compete at sections. And I hope he hits it hard. I hope he goes out into conference and knows that he can mix it up with the top 2-3 guys, and that he is the top 2-3 guys. And the cool part for me as a coach is then I see this big pipeline of 9th grade and 10th grade boys who are basically sitting at that same spot. Now, Xander put in a mountain of work to get where he is now. But the point is, it's doable. You're improvable. And he showed us that very much yesterday. So awesome run by him, but then really awesome run by everybody. And hopefully it kind of ignites a fire as to what's possible. On the girls' side, same kind of story, except I would even argue from a team perspective, even more amplified. So if you look back at our August time, girls, you were 17:26, the slowest recorded time that we have, in the years we've done it, by quite a bit, by 30 seconds. And I talked yesterday to you about, even at that moment, what I saw in you. And you went out and proved what I saw in you yesterday. You jumped forward as a group by over 1 minute. No group, boy or girl, has done that. No one's ever come close to that kind of an in-season jump. And you actually did it, both boys and girls, you did it with one less week of training. Most of the times we do this in like the August 8th, 9th, or October 8th, 9th, or 10th region. And so you actually you've done it under not having as much time to train and progress. 1 week less, but still 1 week, which a week can make a big difference in the end of the fall season. And to see that jump forward out of us, and we didn't have the person who in August ran the fastest time, which was Claire, because I made the coaching decision to rest her and make sure she was healthy going into next week for us as a team. Had we had her in there, that drop would have been even larger, and we probably would have knocked ourselves down around that 2015 team, which was an incredibly powerful and strong group of girls, as was 2016, 2017, and you can see 2018. We're in that caliber of team. And again, my push to you all was, let's start turning the visualization as to who we are towards that dial, that you are that strong of a team. We are that strong of a team. And again, you went out and proved it yesterday. And you did it without the person that ran the fastest time in August, which is all the more impressive, because that time drop quite likely would have been a margin bigger than we even saw, which was already huge. On an individual basis, on the girls' side, we saw all 6 of you that did the full workout make really, really nice jumps forward. In terms of kind of, biggest jump forward, most impressive, I honestly don't think I could choose. I don't think I could choose between the boys or girls, JV or varsity. It just was that good of a day. And that was really rewarding as a coach. It should be rewarding to you as an athlete. In terms of just linking this into Mad Dog, because this is an appropriate time to do it, again, I really can't have chosen like a one person who ran a really good race. because there were so many. But the one that stuck out at me was Charlotte. So Charlotte, you're Charlotte Chandler. You're the Mad Dog winner this week. So kind of a virtual round of applause for Charlotte. Charlotte was paired with Magnus. Magnus got out hard on the first rep, which put Charlotte in front. But Charlotte never faltered. I've seen young runners who get into a position where they're leading a race or leading a workout, kind of maybe not implode, but slow down significantly, because it's a lot of mental pressure to be out there in front all by yourself as a youngster. It's not easy as an oldster, but it's really, really challenging as a younger runner to put yourself out front and never slow down. And Charlotte didn't slow down. In fact, just again, the number nerd in me, looking at Charlotte's times, and I'll pull up, I don't know how well the visual will come through. And if it's not coming through great, you can flip through and look at the times on the individual sheet. But Charlotte averaged a 3:18, which is a 6:37 mile pace, which is something slightly over 20 minutes, but under 21 minutes in a 5K. That's a big, big jump forward for a young runner. And she did it pretty evenly, even really spiking down the last rep, showing that she had some finish pop, some finish kick in her, and really running just an overall impressive workout. So kind of trying to figure out who had the best week was really hard, because all of you had a really nice workout midweek. You all showed up and did the work day to day. You all stayed positive. And I just thought from that one kind of separator notion that is my thought process on that one. So congrats, Charlotte, and really congrats to everybody for the day that you had. All right, I'm going to pop back out into bigger screen mode here. So what we have ahead this week, we have our conference final race on Saturday. We'll do one speed session. I'm going to target either Tuesday or Wednesday. We're going to base it on weather. Either way, max need 48 hours after a speed session. And the idea of this week's speed session is not to put you into a big hole. I don't want you to get really fatigued out of it, just a little fatigue and a feeling of what race pace is. And then slotting you with people that you've proven, okay, time after time, I'm ending up right around this person. Let's start linking together and thinking about ourselves as a team on a cross-country course, and what it looks like to push together, to stay together, and to pull each other along. Because what's going to happen on Saturday, you're going to get into a really small time trial field environment. Boys, you'll lock horns with St. Thomas, and Mahtomedi will be there. And it's not to say they won't give a push and there won't be a few guys in there, but the big race will be against St. Thomas. We match up incredibly well with them when we're both at full strength, and I really hope both our teams enter that Saturday at full strength, so we get a chance to push against what their true varsity team is, which we didn't last time. We will be really, really close with them. It could come down all the way to the seventh runner in terms of how our seventh runner performs. And we talked about how in cross country you score 5, so you add the 5 together. The sixth runner is the tiebreaker, and then the sixth and seventh runners, in addition to being a tiebreaker, the sixth also has a second role. The seventh runner, their only role is if they can put themselves in front of the opposing team's number 5 runner, or 4, but usually it's the number 5. What that does then is push the other team's points up. It doesn't do anything offensively for your team, but it's like playing defense. You're pushing the other team's points up. On the girls' side, we'll lock horns with Mahtomedi. Hill Murray will be there. And Hill's a fine team, and they have what clearly is, at least on paper, the number 1 runner in our conference. But as I talked to you girls about yesterday, I think we have a few number 1 girls in the conference, and I think they're wearing gold jerseys. I really do. And I think we have a team that can not only contest with Mahtomedi, but do a really good job of getting out in front of them, staying out in front of them, and growing the gap as the race goes on. But the fun part is that race is up to you. And we'll talk more about that this week, kind of some thoughts on strategy. In terms of spectating, same spectator rules apply. So you can have spectators out, but it's limited to 2 per runner. And so just kind of sending that message home to, hey, whoever it is at home that wants to go, here's the limitation, same requirements as last time. And the time schedule's up on the website, as are the bus times, and it's going to be early, so we got to get ready for that. And again, I'm not used to shooting in the morning, so I'm just checking the time that I have left. So that's kind of our week ahead. And then the other days that we run, there'll be important days, there'll be support days. And the final reminder I would give is we're not meeting up at the varsity baseball field. We are going to meet on the track. It's going to be a little chaotic because there will be other teams out there on the field. So we don't go out on the field. We need to stay separate from those other teams, even if you know someone out there. That's the expectation, is that we're staying separate from them. We'll have the back shed that's over by the new shot put area. We'll share it with the trainer, so we'll have a spot where you can put your things. And if it all gets really chaotic and we need to, we'll just leave the track and go find a